is there a role that you can be given right now as an actor useme by the no this I can't act?
Yeah, for sure.
What roles wouldn't you pick?
First, it's not even about the role. First, kwenye nimefika sai, it's about the story. How important is this story? Why do I need to tell it? The why has to make sense.
I'll give you an example. It's a very good story, but they want you to act like a child sexual predator. So you have to get into the character and build. Remember, you can get stuck in that role. You're starting for like a whole year.
For sure.
And then you do it for like a whole year. Is that something? Because I think I don't know which actor Alkomesema, that's one role he can't pick. And you know, the craziest part why I'm asking that, it's because also like on Volume, you had a very interesting role. And I was just watching and I'm like, this is interesting because the character, the guy Smalls, he was gay, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So constantly how you were taking it, you're like, am I seeing my own things? Because you're like analyzing, you're like, I'm seeing this guy's name. So you see like such things and even like, and I think that was such a nice story because it shows also like some things that now are happening, like even in society. Like, you know, may have nothing against Nini. And I think once you're in entertainment, the arts industry, you'll come to understand and accept, like, trust me, like sexuality is like the least of your concern. Because so many different people are moving in very many different ways. And I think that's what I'm saying, like even for Volume, I like that was included because these are some things that generally people actually go through. And your character in the show, ilikuwa zile za, this guy is looking a bit...
Exactly.
Yeah, he's looking a bit fishy. But everybody else is like just like ignoring it.
I understand.
Which role wouldn't you pick? And I'm not even talking about like even just the storyline, but even like Smalls to execute that role. It was really nice.
I got to understand that kazi yangu na venye nataka kuidu sina any limit so far yenye nimejiekea. When it comes to doing like queer roles nini.
Yeah, if they give you like an extra flamboyant like queer guy, would you play?
Of course, I would.
You would?
I have done a queer role before.
Really?
I've done and that was my worst experience. Nilitoka hapo nikiwa homophobic as fuck. And I think it's cause nikido your project ilikuwa some theater show.
Yeah.
Ilinipata nikiwa kwa ile space ya I wanna explore my range nijue nini naweza do.
How can I challenge myself?
So I did it with that mentality. Na sikuwa najua ni nini na get into. Wow. So after kufanya hiyo show sai nika understand I can, of course, I mean I'm an actor, siezi mind ni venye sasa kuna chenye tani limit ni nini nafanya. Ni nini nafanya kama na act kama seme couple longu ni boy nini, it's like it's a queer role kabisa.
Would you do that?
I do that. I do that. I just need to know ndo maana nakwambia it triples down to my why.
That's why I respect actors by the
because unaweza pata it also. I think ini narrative ya for maybe if you don't really know your stand ama kama bado ujui jani yako ni napi, maybe hujajua vizuri or maybe that things
about. You don't think if you act as a gay role, like especially like nowadays I see like Nona, like you remember, and I don't know if they chose to do this because like on Volume they had sex scenes, right?
Yeah.
The sex scenes, like even when Smalls was having like a threesome at the brothel with like those ninis. And I think maybe like which other TV show like ilikuwa na intense like gay scenes, Empire. You see how like they had like some really like intense like intense roles. Yeah. So if like you were given such a role, would you be able to execute that?
At the moment, ukiniuliza swali sai, hizo ndo vitu zinani-scare about doing a queer role, because niko like how
You'll
far
be tested,
how far I know how far do you want to take this? Nikishajua how far tunaitake, of course kuna vitu
like
how far are we going? Nini tunaenda kudu hapa hivi? So sasa ukiniuliza swali nakwambia I'm open to bring such a story to life, such a character to life. Limit niko nayo sasa ni kuna vitu mob sijui about your space zenye by the time napata role ka hiyo lazima ni understand fully ni nini nafanya.
I think that's where you actually get tested like
Exactly.
proper as an actor, because I'm just guessing if you have 3 seasons to act that role and then utakuwa kwa intense, because you can see like just a scene like, okay, it's gay people like talking, but if there are sessions where you have to make out,
bro,
you're making out, you're being put like in bed, and then you can only imagine you're doing this for 3 seasons, and it's not just about acting anymore. Now you have friends and family.
Actually, acting
have an uncle who's like, hey, we bana.
Alafu najua pia kuna hiyo perspective yenye wasi ukuwa nayo ya kama nimeact gangster mimi naweza kuwa kama nimekuwa queer, kama nimeact queer. Alafu pia mimi kitu inanishtua na Hollywood at the moment is I've seen people who have done queer roles and then I come to realize they're queer in real life. So inanipatia confusion ya
is
if
it
I do does it gonna define me? Is this role gonna define who I am? So hizo ndio maswali zile ngumu zenye nasema until then it's not in my radar to do it. Until then because sasa ndakwambia for sure hizo vitu zinanisikia na najua kwenye naenda lazima I'm
because you have a very strong personal, you know how to bring like strong personalities kwa characters, ukisha embody like a character. So I mean, for any writer who's looking at your work, they'll be like, hey, by the way, sema ati anataka how much? Let's multiply that by 4.
They are gone. Trust me,
they will.
They will.
Like mwambie times 4. And then now they're like, okay, now you have to get into this character. And I'm trying to think about like, I think it's going to be so strange if you'll come out acting like that for like a whole year and it doesn't affect your sexuality a bit.
I would say hiyo ni theory ama perspective. What I know where I am at the moment is I know I'm an actor and I wanna bring stories to life, characters to life, and ukiniona kwa screen nafanya a queer role specifically, ujue najua nini nafanya. Ujue tu I got this. I got
just know I'm doing my job.
I'm doing my job and I know because pia nimetoka kwa hiyo mentality ya my characters define me. Because what I now understand is my goal, especially what I understand with acting, is I have to bring the most authentic character to screen. Na bora najua kuingia na kutoka. Because lazima kama actor unaona easy heavy roles, you have to have you have to de-roll, lazima kuwe na mtu anakusaidia. Psychiatrist, therapist, nini. You have to have those people by your side so that it's unfortunate that so far wenye nimeona ina turn out kukua part of their lives, which I understand in affecting mtu hadi una feel ni kama it can chances ni so high. So I'm standing on business and I'm so open-minded and I'm so intentional with my art.
I respect that.